How's it going, everybody? LevelM Diecast bringing you 2024 action. Yes, 2024 has finally arrived here at the channel. This is Real Working Rigs mix number 1. Now, if you are an avid collector of Real Working Rigs and you've been following my channel and all that kind of stuff and doing all the releases and whatnot, I will tell you that number 6 and number 11 for 2023 never released. They never came out. So if they do exist somewhere, I'm not sure where they came out. But number 6 and 11, not existent for 2023. So as we move on to 2024, see the 70th anniversary logos are gone. So we are no longer in 70th anniversary logo. We are going to start with this one, which is number 11 of 16. This is not, I'm very positive this is not 11 for 2023. This is for 2024. There is no number 6. So even if you wanted to throw this into the previous mix, previous year for 2023, the numbers still don't match up. So number 6 and 11, MIA as of this point. We are going to roll with 2024. This is a re-release. This is the Speedy Express Deco for the International MV box truck. We've seen this Deco before, unfortunately. So this is just a re-release. The original release was right here. This was the first release of that particular Deco. You see this is dated in 38 on the base. So the model has a folding down ramp, and then the ramp does move down to the bottom, and then it does have some opening doors in the back. It's all hollow inside, which looks pretty good. It's an interesting design. The supports and whatnot for the movable ramp section here on the back basically touch the ground. I don't think that's a great design. Talked about that before. But the execution of the rest of the model is pretty nice. There is quite a bit of metal to this model. Obviously, just the box is plastic, but the rest of it, for the most part, is metal, just plastic base, which is typically what we see. So we'll go ahead and crack open our new one, do a little bit of comparo. Like I said, it is basically impossible that there will be any differences because this one is just a couple years. There is the base dates. You see S37 is our new date code. We will put the new one on the top. Obviously, there's a much different finish to the metal. That's just in production. So the new one there on the bottom has a much more brilliance finish to the metal. I guess you can roll with that. That's just more of manufacturing differences in there. But the base details are all the same. They're all assembled the same with the same triangle screws. Again, the new one will be on the bottom, I believe. The new one is on the bottom. So looking at the prints on the side, just your Speedy Express on both. You know, a little bit of quality of prints. You're always going to get that. There's definitely a shade difference in the orange. But all the rest of the decos are the same part. Everything that is decoed up on the original is decoed up on the new one, including the little side marker lights at the top of the box and all that good stuff like that. The new one will be on the left for a change. Same details on the front, same color window, all that kind of stuff like that. Again, new one on the left. A little bit of shade in the orange. That's really it. And then it's just the exact same deco on the other side. So there's definitely a significant change in the orange. I will admit that. And then of course you do have that change in the metal finish. But I still don't think that warranties a re-release in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. All right, next one up. This one is the man. This is number 14 of 16. So I just wanted to point out, at least we do still get 16 models for 2024. This has been re-released again. This has been released once already. We've seen this from the original release, the re-release, and now a second re-release. This is the original release right here. Of course, it did come with 2 containers in the back. Now it only comes with 1, because they got to cut the costs. So it only comes with 1 container now, but it does say Tom's on the side. Tom's Transport, unit number 9, all that good stuff like that. Full prints on the front, looks pretty good. This one has side like fences or barriers or whatever you want to call them on the side that fold down. The crane does work, so the crane actually grabs those containers. Switches around 360 degrees. It also has 1 stage of extension to it, so that one looks pretty good. I do like that one. This is definitely one of the more involved Real Working Rigs. I think it's pretty nice. And then of course the container there just snaps on and off. Nothing fancy, just a solid piece of plastic, but looks pretty good when this is closed down. There's little notches in there that the container sits in to keep them from moving. So there is your play feature on that. The base details here, take a look at the base deets here. We'll see where our day code is. There it is right there, B31. So way back in the day from the original OG Real Working Rigs. And then we got a re-release. So this one dated R49. That was the re-release. There was a little bit of difference here. The main difference between this one was that print on the bottom section there. So the original one was some pretty solid gray, which looks pretty good. The new one was the inkjet printing, which just didn't turn out all that well. But as far as like the prints and stuff on the side, they're all Tom's Transport and all that kind of stuff. Again, lost one container, but the rest of the model was exactly the same. Still had all the moving features, still had the gates and stuff that folded down, which looked pretty good. So now that we're on to our new one, we will crack this guy open. Throw the packaging out of there. Again, it comes with one single container. We'll snap that one off, hopefully. There we go. It is just screwed together with a screw. Just two pieces, nothing fancy with it. Just a little bit of a claw on there, just snaps right on there. Same construction between the previous one and the other one. Without the other container in there, it does extend all the way to the front part, which looks pretty good. There is your deets. It looks like this one still has the exact same style of inkjet spray on the front, which is unfortunate. So we will just go ahead and compare that. So on the left was the previous release. On the right is the current release. So the prints are all the same. It still has that same not good spray. You can see the blue on the side there because that bottom section is metal. It is part of the cab. So that's a bit unfortunate. Same color window, all that kind of stuff like that. The original, or the previous one, will be on the bottom, I believe. Yep, the previous one will be on the bottom. The prints are the same. So Tom's Transport, unit number 9. Tom's Transport, unit number 9. The US dot number and all that stuff is the same. I will tell you that it does appear as though the gray base section here is darker on the new one than the previous one. But again, it's just quality of, manufacturing at the time. Really nothing that I really consider to be a true variation or something new. But that's pretty much it, unfortunately. As far as the base details go, the previous one there on the bottom, the current one there on the top. Since this was re-released already, you're not going to see any differences between the bases. Unfortunately, everything is done up the exact same. They are assembled the same, screws and all that stuff. So that is definitely a bummer for sure, but it's expected. All right, next one up, 10 of 16. This is the MBX Road Grader. So this is a re-release of the original release of this particular casting. This is the original OG Deco that came out way back in the day, which is this one right here. So this is the one we're going to take a look at. Taking a look at the base. I don't think there was a... Oh, there it is. There it is, D01. D01 is the Deco, or the day code on this particular one. It says CRAN 9 GR900. So all this does is this. That's it. That's all it does. This doesn't move up and down. The axle doesn't do anything. The axles don't move whatsoever. That's all this Real Working Rig does. From side to side. That's it. That's it. Which is unfortunately. But the good thing about it is this casting is almost entirely metal, with the exception of the blade being plastic, and then the cab is plastic. So at least it gets made up for in materials. So we'll crack this one open. I do anticipate there will be some significant changes to this. This model has had a lot of base changes in its life. So what we'll do is we'll put the original on the bottom. These are a little bit difficult to hold, so I'm going to do my best here to get those up there. So the original, again, was on the bottom. Our re-release on the top. See that the bases have changed dramatically between the two. You can also see that the original one had a silver painted blade. The new one just has a gray blade. So these are significantly different between the two. The base is the most dramatic difference between the two. Significantly different base. Tons and tons of printing on the new base. So that looks pretty good. I do like the fact that there's that much change to it. As far as on the side, we're going to run into quality of prints, quality of manufacturing. The cab is not anywhere near as tinted as the original is. This cab here on the bottom is very, very tinted, but the one on the top is not very much tinted. So that looks pretty good. The print on the side, the same GR900, the same Crin. It is the same between the two. A little bit different in the size of the print, but they are the same between the two. There is print on the top of this one. So pretty much the whole length. They are both inkjet printing style. They both say Crin GR900 on them. No differences between the two of those. There's no prints on the back. Just pretty standard fare, but that one's pretty good. I like the fact that there's that much change on it. Tons of base changes on it. And then, of course, we have the gray blade, which does the exact same thing. So that one I'll accept. That one will be deemed acceptable. Now, our very last one in the mix. Yes, this is a brand spanking new Deco, never seen before. Number 1 of 16. This is the MBX Crop Sprayer. We have not seen this casting for a little bit, but this has been released in the coming back of Real Working Rigs. So not the first time we're seeing it. This one does take a little bit of assembly. Again, brand spanking new Deco on this one, so really happy to see that. As a matter of fact, I think the 2 times that they've used this casting on this, Real Working Rig Resurgence, both of them have had new decos, which is kind of cool. So you'll take the 2 crop sprayer arms out of there, throw the packaging out of there. We'll take a look at the model first before we cover it up. Get that super close, take a look at it. Operated by Bird Farms, 100% organic. That might be tied to somebody, who knows. A little bit of a farm symbol there. I think Matchbox has used that symbol before, I think. The unit 156C, so kind of cool, giving it that definite tractor flair to it. Very nice to see a chrome tank on there. A little bit of print on the top. That is really nice. Definitely not something I would have expected, but very, very nice. This looks pretty good. That is the cab. Looks pretty cool. There's a seat down in there too. This sits up relatively high. Exactly what you'd expect it to be. Real Working Rig 27 is this one, by the way. S36. So this has a couple of moving things back here. This is where we will attach the arms. Each one of these arms has the like hoses and crop sprayer attachments to it. There's where the sprayer is at the end. So this will be attached on the back here. Just snaps on, just like that. And the other one snaps on the other side. Make sure that these sprayers are down. Make sure I have them on the right side. It is extremely wide. You can see how wide that covers up. So this does do this so that you can move this down and you get the sprayer closer to the ground. So the sprayer is very close. And then, of course, if you moved it up, that's what you would do. Now, the reason you'd move it up is because you'd be putting the sprayers away. So you kind of push them up a little bit. There's a little bit of play in the plastic. Those fold in like that. And it's actually supposed to sit like this. So that's the way it's supposed to sit. I got to hold up the plastic piece here. It's just a little bit of play in the plastic there, so it doesn't want to quite move the way it's supposed to. There's little notches right here. That is what's supposed to hold the crop sprayers on the side to keep them from moving. So if you hold it down, that'll give you the look that you're looking for. And that little spot right there, which holds them on. This has been a on and off issue with this particular model. The very first release they ever did of this, it worked perfectly. But then ever since then, there's always been a little bit of issue on the play in the plastic, which is unfortunate. So you just mess with it a little bit, it'll work a little bit better. Otherwise, you'll just have them kind of sticking up, and then you'll just have to deal with them. So there you go. That is mix number 1 for 2024. Again, just letting you guys know, that's pretty much how every mix is going to be this year. There's going to be only one new model. The rest of the mix will be, unfortunately, reissues. But the good thing is we have them all here at LevelM, so we can always compare them all and see if they're worth it. But drop a comment, let me know what you guys think about those. Nice to see 2024 finally come to fruition. And what better way to start it with Real Working Rigs. So we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. LevelM.com. Peace.